my name is Scott Thompson. I am 19 years old and I am from Scotland, UK. So what I've enjoyed most about the experience, I think for me is, I think learning about a different culture has really been the most enjoyable experience, because like this is my first time traveling abroad where I've lived abroad as well. Like this is my first time living abroad, traveling abroad alone, and like I've only stayed in my home country for my whole life, and up until now it's like I only know about that culture. I don't really know about much of the world, so coming here was like a huge step for me. And I think what I've enjoyed most is learning about the culture here, but also like with interacting with the other au pairs, I've managed to kind of get a taste of their culture as well, and where they come from. So it's been a cultural experience, and I think that's what the most enjoyable part has been for me. I think the biggest memories that I will take are probably the people I've met through this experience. The friends I've made who I intend to keep in touch with, and who I kind of like, now that I've met them and I've learned about their country, I kind of want to go visit them. So I've got like a list of countries I want to go visit now, just to reconnect with other au pairs that I've met, and it's given me like we've just had so many fun moments together and so many inside jokes and like experiences together that I don't think I'll ever have like again. I don't think I'll ever meet the same people that I have here. So it's like the memories are really like, I think the people I've met here have been utterly amazing, and I can't wait to, you know, keep in touch with them when I go back home. In terms of the travel experience, I haven't really, I'm actually quite, it's probably one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't do a lot of traveling while in my 6 months. I was really wanting to do Shanghai and cities like Xi'an, but I think just with time and money, I just didn't really have it. So that's why I want to come back to China, actually, is to do a little bit more traveling to the places I didn't get to see. But saying that, like, I've really got to explore Beijing as a city, and I like, now that I've lived here, I feel like almost like a local. Because when my parents came to visit, I was kind of like giving them the local knowledge, like, oh, this is where you go to, like, if you want to find some cheap food to eat, or this is like the cheap shops that you can buy things at. And it's like, that's the local knowledge that a normal tourist wouldn't normally have if they just visited Beijing for maybe a week or something. So my host family were like, I don't think I could have asked for a better host family. Like, I consider myself really lucky with the host family I got, because the host kids, both of them I adore. I really adore them, and they adore me as well. Not to brag or anything, but I actually really like my host mom. Like, she was so understanding. She was very good to me. In fact, the whole family, like even my host kids' grandparents and their aunties and uncles, like everyone was just very welcoming to me. Everyone was very open to me, and like even if they couldn't speak English, like my host kid, my youngest host kid has a nanny, and she actually learned English just so that she could communicate with me. And I think that's so kind of her. Like, she didn't have to, she really didn't have to, but she took the time and the effort to learn English just so that she can communicate with me about things. So the host family in general have been incredible to me, and they've really made the experience so great. It's probably really cliche to say, but I think honestly the Great Wall has probably been the best experience. Like, it was the most exciting, I think, for the culture activities, because the Great Wall is one of the wonders of the world. So that's like a huge thing for me to say that I've been to the Great Wall of China. and a lot of my friends would be like, what? So I'm actually, yeah, that's probably the best one. But I mean, that's not to say all the other culture activities weren't good. There's been a lot of activities where, like, learning about Chinese chess. We did the shadow play today, which I really enjoyed. We did paper cutting. We did presentations about our own countries. We went to the Forbidden City. So there's been a lot of different culture activities which I really enjoyed as well. But I think for me, the most memorable one and probably the most exciting one was the Great Wall. I probably recommend learning some Chinese. Like, even if you can just learn the basics, I think if you're coming to China, don't expect everyone to know English. Don't expect everyone to be able to communicate with you. I think if you can at least know the numbers and communicate to how to order food or how to get around the city, I think, like, you're making the effort there. And I think with Chinese as well, I mean, it's such a, like, I found myself that I can, because I'm bilingual already, so I found that through that I can learn a language, like, fairly easily. But I think that if you take the time to learn a language, you really get to experience a country differently than you would if you just gone with your own native language. I think if you take the time to learn Chinese and you come to China, you get to practice it, you get to get experience in it, you get to meet Chinese people, which has probably been one of the funnest parts of the experience as well, like meeting strangers on the street, or like I've chatted to like old ladies on the bus as well, because like I give up my seat for an old lady and she starts talking to me, like asking me where I'm from and how old I am, and you just kind of have a, so it's like, I think you miss something if you don't learn Chinese, or just like even try and learn the language of the country you're going to. I think you're missing a key part of the experience, I think. So, but I mean, if you're coming to do the Aupairia program, you're going to learn Chinese through the classes anyway. But I think if you're coming to visit China just as a visitor, I'd probably say like learning Chinese is probably a good idea. Okay. Yep, so I will be leaving next week. I'm very sad to be leaving, but I'm also really excited to be going home. It's weird because when I came here, I was really sad to be leaving home, but I was excited to come here, so it's like the same feelings of going home and leaving here. But it's been one of those really incredible experiences that I really wouldn't change, and I really don't regret doing. And I think if you have the drive to travel, not just to travel, but to learn about a language, a different culture, a different lifestyle through the eyes of a family, where you practice the traditions, you celebrate the festivals that they celebrate, you see a country from a normal, typical family's eyes. I think if you're really into that and you're really inspired to do that, then do it, because I've learned so much about myself and grown up a lot, and I can't wait to go home. But to Aupairia, to all the other au pairs, to my host family, to my university teachers, I just want to say thank you very much for having me. Thank you for looking after me. And I hope someday we can meet again, maybe in the future. But until then, I wish you all the best. Bye.